this module, we are going to talk about inner critic and how to overcome it. So listen carefully. Your inner critic is nothing more than a conditioned set of beliefs, beginning in early childhood, that you think has created your identity, your life, everything. So we were not born with inner critics. Nobody is. Babies don't have that sort of things. However, somewhere along the way, we download these negative scripts about who we are. As we don't have any filtering mechanism until about age 7, these negative scripts kind of go into our subconscious mind directly. Okay, so just remember, your inner critic is controlling your thoughts, and your thoughts are controlling your emotions. Okay, all this combination is creating your reality. So it is never, ever about anyone else. No one is making you feel the way you do. They might be triggering something within you, but it's because of your human experience, because of all the scripts. Okay, so let me explain a little bit more. In other words, we have been brainwashed since we are a child. So we have downloaded and learned the scripts subconsciously. When you were very small, you listened to other people, who were more powerful or had more knowledge than you, like your parents, your grandparents, your teachers. So suddenly their beliefs, these negative scripts have become your inner critics. I don't want to misunderstand. These people might not have any, not being abusive on purpose, yet their command, forge deeply held negative beliefs about ourselves. So phrases like, for instance, maybe your friends might say, like, who do you think you are? Or parents might come up and say, I'm so disappointed within you. Or don't bother with you. You cannot do it. You are so small. Even like, you are not good enough to do this. You're a weirdo. I see it all the time. Kids are using this. What is wrong with you? Another one. Be quiet. Maybe parents are tired and they're just saying to be quiet. And what goes inside you is, I need to be quiet because I'm not important. I'm not valuable. I'm not lovable enough. So your inner critic, aka these negative scripts, have power over you. So you might find that you, keep yourself small. You realize that any effort would be useless anyway. So keep doubting yourself, looking externally for validation, and somehow you're never receiving it. Also procrastinate, leaving projects unfinished. Maybe obsessed with these issues you were criticized for in the first place. I see this over and over again. For instance, being fat, being a bad sister, being selfish, being lazy, untidy, that sort of things. And you suddenly become very critical of yourself, picking faults in the efforts and behavior of others as well, not just yourself. And as a result of this kind of conditional programming, you start believing that you are unlovable and unworthy. So these are the two core beliefs. So I want you to think, which one is it for you? Is it I'm not lovable, or I am unworthy? So maybe repeat it to yourself, say it to yourself, and say which one's got the most charge. Say, I am unlovable, and just see your emotional sort of reaction to this. Or say, I'm unworthy. And again, observe yourself, how it feels to you. Which one is it for you? Okay. And also remember that your inner critic is constantly lowering your vibrational state. Okay. Negative thoughts, negative vibrations, low vibrations. It is your choice to take your power back from these scripts, these negative thoughts. So I'm going to teach you a couple of powerful techniques today to take your power back. So whichever you feel resonated with, just use them. If you want to use all of them, use all of them. If you want to use one or two, use one or two, or try different ones. Which one works for you? It is time for you to reprogram yourself and take your power back. You agree? So let's have a look at the first one. How to overcome, how to overcome the power of your inner critic, let's say. So first one, get to know your inner critic. This is important. I want you to tune into the voice of your inner critic. The ones that says to you, you're not good enough, you're not lovable, you cannot do this. Take a moment to listen to it. Remember, awareness is power. What does it sound like? Not that what the inner critic says. And when it says it, whose voice is it really? If not yours, then whose voice? What triggers and activates your inner critic? So this is important. I want you to see if this voice is your parents' voice, your teacher's voice, or your own voice. Just have a look. I just want you to observe it. Second, exercise self-compassion. Unfortunately, these scripts keep running at the back, make us forget about self-compassion. So self-compassion is the opposite of a criticism, but it doesn't happen overnight. We need to be realistic, but we can start it now. Okay, start questioning everything that your inner critics keep telling you. You might want to even write it down, what it says and what it does to your emotional well-being as well. That's another thing. Is it bringing you up or bringing you down? When the subconscious programming starts telling you negative things about yourself, remind yourself that you are doing the best you can. And it's okay. And have compassion for yourself. So exercise self-compassion. From now on, I want you to realize this, understand this. This is very important. Third one. Okay, I want you to give your inner critic a high-pitched, cartoony voice. Diminish its power by making it sound ridiculous. For instance, make it sound like Mickey Mouse. Instead of saying, you are useless, say like, you are useless. You're not good enough. When you hear something like this, would you really take it seriously? No, you won't. So get rid of that voice, give a different voice. Okay. Next one. Stop the blame and the judgment game. When your inner critics exile, say to your inner critic, so what? Because I'm hard on myself does not mean it is true. Even if it's true, so what? Ignore it. Say I'm having a human experience here. And as a spiritual being, I don't need to judge myself. I prefer to experience life on my terms, not on my parents' terms, or my teachers, or anybody else. We don't need to go with the scripts. Write your own scripts. And don't let anything to judge you anymore. Okay, everything is an experience here. Actually, our soul is very grateful that we're here. We're going through these experiences. Next one, fifth one, give yourself permission to experience and live fully. So ignore these old scripts and rewrite your own scripts that you want to pass down to your children or even others as well. Something that empowers you, something that makes you realize you are strong, you are powerful, you are more than good enough, you are lovable. That's your birthright. Love is your birthright. Remind yourself. Okay. So if this script stops you move forward in your life, ask why you shouldn't do it. Say to your inner critic, no matter what, I will keep going. And give yourself permission to live, experience, and enjoy life. So think about it. Life is too short to be taken too seriously. Let it go. Enjoy your life. When you come to the end of your life, what are you going to do? Do you want regrets, or do you want to say, I live fully? Or are you going to say, oh, I hold myself back because of this old programming? Live fully. Be free. I give you a permission. If you need a permission, I'm giving you a permission to be free. Go and live your life. Make the most of it. Sixth one. Make up a name for your inner critic. Remind yourself that those voices in your head saying negative things to you is not really you. Remember that you have been programmed, brainwashed since you were a child. It is time to overwrite those old programs, old scripts. So when your inner critic acts out, become the observer. Say, oh, it is you again, and give a name, whatever you want to call it, Helen, or anything else. Say, oh, it's you again, giving me a hard time. So this will make you realize the inner critic is not you. It is the old programming that keeps you playing in the background. I want you to really understand this, okay? So think about it. What would you call your inner critic? Give it a name. So when we identify the inner critic like this, we take away its power and regain our own power. Also, when you are in a survival mode, you are basically living from your physical brain that is stuck in the past. It's virtually impossible to get out of your own way. So if we can give up control, if we trust, it also gives us opportunity to rewire new programming. Your inner critic has many made-up stories that have been playing on a repetitive loop for most of your life. So you must trust your inner wisdom that you are connected to your authentic self. not these old programs. So are you ready to trust yourself? Are you ready to let go of all this stuff? Are you ready to overcome these old scripts and programming? And I want you to also think about it. Which technique you resonated most? Which one would you be using? As I mentioned, you can use all of them. So which one works for you? Awareness is power. And keep going, okay? One step at a time. And this is okay. And I believe in you.